In today's video, we continue our road trip across Vancouver Island in partnership with Trover, this time visiting 3 towns in the northern part of the island where we have lots of cool nature sightings and also come across some rather unusual attractions. First up, we visited Port Hardy, where we casually encountered a bald eagle. Locals were very calm about this occurrence, but the 3 of us were standing by the water's edge, oohing and ahhing at the display. Then in Port McNeill, we came across the biggest burl in the world. We didn't even know what a burl was up until our visit, but we'll tell you guys all about it soon enough. And finally, we hit up the picturesque seaside village of Telegraph Cove, where we learned all about killer whales and came face to face with 2 deer who seemed blissfully unaware of our presence. It was a great day, and we can't wait to share it all with you in this video. Good morning from Port Ellis. It is a new day. It is a cloudy day, but it feels pretty nice out. It feels cool, fresh.
It's a very small town here, okay? I don't think there is more than 1,000 people population in this place. There is a water right here behind us. A lot of small houses, and something that caught our attention is that in front of each house there is a small fishing boat. So I guess fishing here must be amazing. If you have all the households with a boat at the doorsteps there, the garage, that means that they use it.
And today the plan is to try and visit 3 towns that are fairly close together. We have Port Hardy, Port McNeill, Telegraph Cove. They're small towns, but they have unusual attractions.
Okay,
well,
let's go.
Let's get in the car and let's get started.
Keep driving.
Stopped here on the side of the road. We're about 4 kilometers outside of Port Hardy, but we wanted to take a picture with the town sign. And while we were snapping a photo, we also noticed this giant blade. It's like a, what do you call them? Windmill?
A windmill.
Windmill blade.
Yeah.
And yeah, then we started reading a little bit about the Cape Scott Wind Project that apparently provides electricity for several communities here, one of them being Port Ellis, where we're staying right now.
Port Hardy, Port McNeill, and Port Ellis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the 3 communities get the electricity, the energy from the wind farm that is located right here.
Right
That's Port Hardy.
Port Hardy, and you head inland a bit, and you've got a wind farm.
55 turbines. Each blade is 49 meters in length, 7.5 tons of weight, and when the whole thing is assembled, the windmill is assembled, you got 80 meters, and the circumference around all the 3 blades is 100 meters.
100 meters.
Big babies, huh?
Yeah, they're big.
So this one was damaged when they were building the wind farm. This one was damaged beyond repair, so the town started like a petition to have it,
installed on display.
Yeah, mounted here on display.
And also to help raise more awareness about green energy in this area. So
that's what it is.
Now onwards to Port Hardy.
Let's go.
This probably seems like a bit of a random roadside stop, but they also had giant info boards with tourist information on each of the surrounding communities and nearby islands, so it turned out to be a good place to get some ideas of things to do in the area. Well guys, we're here in Port Hardy, down by the beach. There was a huge commotion a few moments ago because there was a salmon, a fish already dead, floating on the water's edge, and these birds were going crazy, the seagulls.
Yeah.
Now they've quieted down because they ate the whole thing. But at one point, this bald eagle swooped down and scared them all away. It was also trying to like catch fish.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
We saw a bald eagle. And we were not planning to see one of those, but yeah, there is another one up there.
Yeah.
And you see, you may wonder why the name bald eagle, when bald is someone that has no hair.
There. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it just flew right over us. Oh my gosh. Look at that.
There's the
It's going back to the tree.
Back to its original tree.
Yeah.
There, look.
Wow.
Wow.
But yeah, so you were telling us about the meaning, the bald eagle.
About the meaning of the name, bald. You know, bald is someone with no hair, right? Bald eagle would mean like an eagle with no feathers. But actually the name bald comes from the old English language when bald meant white. So in the old days when they first came here, the settlers, and they saw this magnificent bird, and they saw that it has a white head, that's why they called it bald eagle, you know, the white eagle.
Oh yeah, it's so impressive. It's just perched atop a tree, just watching, scanning the horizon. I think if we stay here a little bit longer, we might see some action.
She's fishing. A few minutes ago, she was going to catch a fish on the water there, probably a salmon or something like that, but at the last minute it looks like the fish went deep, and she aborted the mission. But we almost that close of capturing on film when it's
that moment
when she's fishing. Yeah, that's another piece of wildlife that we are seeing. And we're not doing too bad, eh?
No.
So far, so good. We're hoping for a cougar and an elk now. If we see those two,
and a whale,
all the check marks are gonna be. Oh, look at this guy! Hi there. So yeah, let's keep on with the expedition, and we'll bring you along, of course.
The bald eagle encounter pretty much made our visit to Port Hardy. We then walked along the waterfront where we spotted a curious seal peeping its head out of the water, plus we saw some impressive totems. It was a short visit, but we really enjoyed the town. From there we continued our drive towards Port McNeill, but we pulled down a logging road just shy of the town to visit a rather unique attraction. This right here is a burl. A burl is a knotty growth on a tree that can occur on the trunk, at the base of the tree, or even underground in the form of a rounded growth. It's the result of stress on the tree due to injury, a fungus, or an insect infestation.
So we are on the outskirts of Port McNeill. We just pulled off on this little logging road here, and we have discovered the world's largest burl. So basically it was a spruce burl, and when they found this, it was basically a 350-year-old spruce tree that was 79.6 meters in height and 1.8 meters in diameter. So you can imagine just how wide it was. The weight of the burl, now listen to this, 20,361 kilograms. So, I mean, can you imagine the size of that thing? We also noticed to preserve the burl, they've got like some kind of a fiberglass coating or something over top.
When you're gonna see the video or a picture, it doesn't look real.
No.
Because it has a fiberglass coating to protect it.
If you like quirky attractions, this one is worth the detour. We added this place to Trover and included detailed directions to help you guys get there since it is down a dirt road just outside the town. We then drove into Port McNeill to have a little wander around town and check out the marina.
Yeah.
We made it.
We made it. It's only, what, 25 minutes away from Port Hardy?
Yeah, it was just a short drive.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the sun has come out. It is sunny once more.
Yeah, different kinds of towns, but
this one feels a bit smaller.
This one feels smaller.
It's quieter.
It's a little quieter, feels a little more remote, and I like it here. Right behind us, we have tons of fishing boats.
The harbor.
We have the harbor.
And we've also got the ferry terminal here, which I think we're going to be making use of the next few days to go to Alert Bay.
BC Ferries.
Sointula, is it?
Yeah, Sointula is a village. I believe
I
believe that's on Malcolm Island. Yeah, we can't wait to do that. In fact, we're probably going to do that tomorrow. But for the time being, I think we're just going to walk around the marina here, soak in the sun. The weather is just incredible at the moment. And yeah, just enjoy this kind of chill port vibe that we have here in Port McNeill.
Have you already chosen your favorite boat? My dad has.
I like the big tugboat over there.
Oh, the tugboat.
Yeah.
You're not even after a sailboat.
It's called the Numas Warrior.
Okay, Captain.
I'm going for the most robust one here in the harbor.
Oh, right.
Anyways, we've got another place to go visit. We are going to Telegraph Cove, and that's an even smaller town.
Yeah, when I was reading information about this town, it said that it has 20 inhabitants.
Oh man.
What?
Yeah, maybe some of the people who work there actually live here. So it's not that far from here.
All right.
And yeah, I can't wait to go see it. I think it's going to be so scenic.
We continued our drive towards Telegraph Cove, which may very well be the most picturesque town we visited during our whole Vancouver Island road trip. Telegraph Cove started out as a fishing and cannery village, but today it's an ecotourism destination where you can embark on a number of adventures, including kayaking trips, whale watching excursions, and even grizzly bear tours. Alright guys, so we are taking a little break at the Killer Whale Cafe. It is 3 o'clock, time for tea, cake, coffee, a little mid-afternoon pick-me-up.
I'm having a cup of tea.
A cup of tea.
Orange pickle.
Some cake.
Pity.
Carrot cake.
Only in Canada.
Oh my God.
Pity.
A cappuccino for me. Sam ordered a monster cake that he's not planning to share.
No,
Which one?
I'm getting the chocolate peanut butter cheesecake. Good shots of it.
Good shots of the cake. Must film the cake before he eats it.
Must.
What do you have there?
Guys, I'm in heaven at the moment. I have an enormous cappuccino, and I wasn't gonna get a drink, but when I saw your cappuccino, I'm like, I've gotta get one too. Look how big that is. Looks beautiful.
Someone got greedy.
Now the greedy part about what's going on here is I have the peanut butter and chocolate cheesecake, and it looks like it's been drizzled with some caramel sauce too, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh,
How's that?
wow.
Sam has been talking about the Killer Whale Cafe for days, so I'm glad your cake is good.
Well, I didn't know they had such good cakes, but oh man, it's so decadent, so thick.
And I think after this, we're gonna go visit the Killer Whale Interpretive Center just around the corner from the cafe.
Yeah. Oh, good cappuccino too. I'm in my happy place.
My cup of tea.
Yeah.
Cup of tea.
Cup of tea. Only in Canada. Pity.
I'm gonna have to Google that commercial.
That's a commercial that they used to have in Canada.
From the 80s, 90s? I feel like
in
I
the
missed it.
1980s, it was about red rose tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they served it to the queen in the advertising. They served it to the queen, and she was amazed by this tea. And she says, "Get it." And the butler says, "Mom, sold only in Canada." And the queen says, "Only in Canada? Pity."
Oh man. After our little mid-afternoon treat, we walked over to the Whale Interpretive Center, which was founded in 2002 and seeks to raise public awareness about marine mammals and the threats they face. The Whale Interpretive Center is home to one of the best collections of marine mammal skeletons in British Columbia, and their exhibits include a killer whale, sperm whale, river otter, sea otter, Pacific white-sided dolphin, harbor seal, and more. Here we learned that each killer whale pod has their own dialect of sounds. They even had audio recordings, so we were able to listen to what the various pods around Vancouver Island sound like. It was very cool. Of course, we added this place to Trover because it's a must visit if you make it out to Telegraph Cove.
Final stop of the day was Telegraph Cove.
Telegraph Cove.
What did you guys think of it?
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very picturesque.
Picturesque, yeah.
Yeah, they've kept it like the way it was in the beginning. This place, okay. These old houses are not occupied right now. They look nice from the exterior, but this kind of like a tourist attraction, right?
Yeah.
They're not family homes anymore. It's more like a tour operator or a cafe.
Each house has like a little information section telling who used to live here, what they did, where they were from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a very nice place to visit if you are ever around these latitudes. So, take a drive and come and visit, and you will not be disappointed. Here it feels like the time is standing still, practically.
Did you guys enjoy the museum?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look up on top.
Really cool.
What is that?
Are they eagles?
Eagles.
Are they?
Are they?
I can't see. I'm blinded
No, I
by the
think
sun.
they're hawks.
Or hawks.
Yeah, no, they're not the bald eagles we saw this morning.
No, they're not.
But it's funny because here all of a sudden, we're talking or filming a clip, and all of a sudden, what is that? Look.
That's been the whole day.
Yeah, the wildlife is everywhere. We've seen as much as we wanted to see, and beyond what we were expecting to see when it comes to wildlife.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
We didn't hike more than 5 minutes before we had a surprise. 2 deer munching on shrubs and bushes. They were just a few meters away from us, and their little snack must have been very tasty because they didn't even look up at us. And that's it for today's adventure on Vancouver Island. In the next episode, we take the ferry over to Alert Bay, where we discover the meaning behind totem poles at the Namgis original burial ground. We learn about the gift-giving tradition known as a potlatch at the Umista Cultural Center, and we also come across the world's largest totem pole directly outside the big house. All that and more in the next episode, so see you soon.